Hey, this is Julie, and I wanted to talk a little bit today just about the power of higher consciousness. That we are in a time right now of such great awakening. We're awakening in so many ways, and it's a very exciting time, in fact, actually, even though we feel there's a lot of turbulence going on. And of course, there's a lot of shakedown happening as we let go of old ways, old paradigms, a lot of the old patriarchy as well, and move gracefully and not so gracefully into a whole new way of being, into a whole new dawn of a golden age. And I've always been fascinated by this, and always been fascinated by dreams and how dreams will show us clearly, if we're listening, how to help move our world really along into a higher consciousness state. And we talk a lot about, like, say, the ascension process. The ascension process is really important: meditation, prayer, and it's really also about, like, bringing in the light, and not just ascending out of our body, but actually ascending through the body, through the material. So it's bringing the heavenly energy to the earth, revealing heaven on earth. And the reason that I work with Nikken technologies is because when you give people back nature, when you remind them that, in fact, they are nature, not just that we do well with nature, but that we are nature ourselves, it's a very, very powerful thing when we reconnect and remarry what has been such a divorce between our own selves and the nature within which we live and of which we are part. It's quite a beautiful thing, because you are awakening in yourself and in others the song of the universe, the symphony of life. This is why I do it, because it's not just that it helps us on a bodily level, although it is wonderful for every cell of the body. It's extremely anti-aging, it's extremely revitalizing, and there's no question about that. The way it works with our blood and our lymph and our endocrine system, our hormones, it's magical. Our pineal gland and waking it up, it's very exciting on a physiological level. But there's so much more to it than that. What it does on a mental level to harmonize the brain's frequency, the left and right brain hemisphere, and just calm everything down so that we can think really well and clearly, that we can think in a whole brain state, which actually allows us to have far more creativity, far more intuition. So we're opening up the mind to a far greater possibility. We're connecting in to the rhythms of life and to the messages from life on a much greater level. Emotionally, it's very calming. And now, it doesn't mean we won't have emotions. It doesn't mean we're never going to get sad or angry or highly joyful or ecstatic. No, it's just that it does kind of calm things so that we can have a natural sense of buoyancy, a natural sense that, you know what, life is good and I can do life, and life's going to work out for me and for my loved ones and for the world, because of course, hopefully we love the entire world. So it's really interesting what happens on the heart level and what really happens on the chakra level, that when we're cocooned in the Nikken technologies, especially in the sleep systems is a really big one, is that it opens up all the chakra energies of the body. It allows all those chakras to open when they've been maybe closed down, maybe through hurt, maybe through betrayal, whatever has happened, a loss of power, empowerment, self-empowerment, and they open up again and start flowing really well again. And these are our naders of energy. So we can attract the energy of the universe, attract the energy of the heavens, and be able to bring it through and out again. And so this is really huge. That it opens up all the chakra energies and allows everything to flow beautifully and smoothly throughout the whole light body. We know we're energetic. We know we're light. We're not just a body physically here. We have a light body that is actually much, 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 much bigger than our physical body in which we move and have our being. And that light body needs protection, especially in today's world with the amount of onslaught on all living systems right now, the earth included, the animal life, and us, of course we're animals too, is so major that we need a lot of not only protection, but also support and nourishment and nurturing for the light body. Because if the light body is strong and healthy, the physical body will follow suit. And if the light body is weak, the physical body will follow suit. And what we see is, especially with EMF frequencies now, is we see the light body diminishing. If we're in front of computers, we're using mobile phones, cell phones, we're using iPads and so forth. We're in Wi-Fi radiation all the time. This radiation actually diminishes our light body field. And if it gets too close to the physical body, sickness does ensue. And so we see that a lot happening these days, and even we see it with our children a lot, which is extremely disturbing. So we have to bolster it and bring it up and enliven the light field, the chi flow, the ki flow, the prana, that every system, if you look back in time, speaks about, especially Asia, the Indians, Japanese, the Chinese, the Koreans, they all talk about chi flow, or ki flow in Japan as it may be, and prana in India. And so what we're looking at when we're on the sleep system especially is but all the products really, the daytime products as well, is not just maintaining, well, it does maintain the light body, but actually allow the light body to really flourish and get strong. And to me, this is, you've probably heard of the term, the armor of God. The armor of God. And so it's not like armor as in like steel armor, like the olden days in the medieval times. No, it's actually the armor of God is that light, that love, that life energy that is God moving through us, and that we're empowered by the light. So when we use these technologies, we really, really help nourish, support, replenish, restore the light body, especially again at night. Now at night, it's interesting because at nighttime when we sleep, we're more vulnerable to darker forces. So, there are darker forces. There is a spiritual battle going on this planet, a very strong battle at this time. And when you sleep, the darker forces want to enter in. That can also happen through alcohol, through drugs, through other ways. It can create holes in the auric field so that the darker energies can get in, and that we don't want that. We don't need that. It's not helpful, and it really is harmful. So when we're in the sleep system, we're in that cocoon of the topper underneath us with the magnetic field, and then the comforter on the top with the magnetic field. So you've got earth and sun and atmospheric energy, and you've got the pillow and the pillowcase. This is all supporting, nourishing that light body, and it gives us that armor of God so that when we sleep, we are protected from those darker forces. And that is huge, especially for those of you who are really sensitive, the empaths around of you, and many of you are, and the healers. We are more open because we want to bring the light to others. So we can be more vulnerable in certain ways. So at sleep time especially is a time when you want that protection. And I'm very grateful for that. I've slept now on a Nikken sleep system for 23 years. I can't even believe it. And I always feel when I go to bed, I can feel that nourishing field all around me. And I'm so grateful because I know I will be able to go to sleep, go deeply to sleep, and that I'll be able to go and do my work on other planes, which many of us do. We work on other planes whilst we sleep. And I can do that safely knowing that I am cocooned and supported in the light. This is something we don't always talk about with people because not everybody wants to hear it, but it's just a fact, and it's very real. Another thing that happens on the sleep system that's so beautiful, aside from, of course, deep, restful, calm sleep, which we all want, and waking up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated and ready to go for the day, but another part of it is dream time, the dream world. And I've always paid a lot of attention to dreams. I have remembered my dreams all my life since I was probably 3 or 4 years old, about 4 years old. I can still remember dreams of that time. And I'm part of a dream group, and I've studied dreams for years. And what happens when we're in the cocoon of the Nikken sleep system is that we start dreaming much more powerfully. And there is a reason for that, because we are connecting to the divine through the web of life. We're reconnecting to the web. We're marrying again nature. We are nature and we're part of nature, but we're so divorced in the way we live this time of our lives in 2018 that we need to really reconnect very specifically and consciously. And so, of course, meditation and prayer do that too. And the sleep system does that a lot too. And these bands do that in the daytime, and the seats that we sit on, and the insoles that we wear. It's not just so we feel good physically. It's because we feel good emotionally and mentally and spiritually. And so this is more of the spiritual side of it that I'm talking about right now. And so the dream world becomes much richer. We are able to have our real divine messaging come to us. I studied macrobiotics for many, many years, since I was 23 years old. And Georgia Sawa always said there were two kinds of dreams. One was more of a sort of just general detox dream, detoxing the day before, ready for the next day. The brain goes through this amazing washing at night, and that's why it needs to get deep rest. And it is the master mainframe computer for the whole entire body, mind, spirit. It's a very important part of us. But he also said there was a second type of dream, and that was your true dreams, the true dreams. And those are dreams that come from God, from spirit, however you see that source point, the source, the divine. And the dreams come from the divine to teach us, to guide us, to show us what's next, or if we're puzzled about things, how to resolve situations. As you know, many inventors got their answers at dream time. So many, and it's very, very common. So dreams are really, it's a very strong way that God communicates with us. And the fact that we get more dream time for true dreams on the sleep system is kind of an amazing thing to me. I think it's really extraordinary. And I get really excited about it. And I let people know, if I lend them products, which I do all the time, you probably will dream more whilst you're on the sleep system. So that's really exciting aspect of it. And then waking up naturally without an alarm clock, waking up feeling, oh, I'm ready for the day, but with full recall of the dreams, because you will be able to recall them. That's really wonderful, because sometimes people go, oh, I know I dreamt, but I have no idea what I dreamt. But with the sleep system, especially with using the whole thing with the pillow and the pillowcase, because you have the magnetics in there as well, that's really important for the pineal gland, opens up the pineal gland, which of course helps secrete melatonin on a physiological level, but also opens up the pineal gland to insight, to inspiration from the heavenly realms. It's exciting, and you can remember and you can write them down first thing in the morning. That's the first thing I do. First thing is write down whatever dreams I have, and then just go into a prayerful meditative state. And I stay in my sleep system when I do that. I just sit in it because it's so supportive. Again, it's nourishing, nurturing, rebuilding the light body so that it's strong and vibrant and thriving, so that when we're ready to go out in the day and do our life and help people and love them and go work out and go for runs in the mountains and whatever things we're doing. Today is snowing here. It's a beautiful day. That we are really empowered to do it. We are empowered, and not just physically. We're empowered emotionally, empowered mentally, empowered spiritually, to be on purpose, to be on our mission, and really live the life we're meant to live. And that's really what Nikken's about, actually, is living the life you are meant to live. And maybe part of that is sharing these incredible technologies with others and helping them physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And maybe that isn't part of it. Maybe it's just for you to have a wellness home, and then you get on with whatever other things that you love to do in life, whatever you're passionate about. I know for me, I dance a lot. I love working out. I love being in the mountains, in nature. I love doing artwork and painting. I love so many things. I love reading. I love writing. I love so many things. Music, playing music. There's so many fabulous things to do in this life. But I think helping others to become empowered this way so they can be on their life path, that's probably my favorite thing. That's probably my most favorite thing to do. and help to nurture and nourish them along their path. It's a beautiful privilege to be able to do that. So that's it for this little message now. Thank you for listening, and I hope you're having a beautiful day as I am here, and I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye. Many blessings.